Okay boys, today's video, a little bit of a different one. 3 unconventional ways of bodybuilding has essentially changed my life and can potentially change yours. Now, I've been training since the age of 16 and it has changed my life a numerous amount of times. The first being when I was 18 years old and I was going down a bit of a bad path, if you will say, and I hit a low point in my life, a very rock bottom, and the pursuit of training and building my physique definitely brought me back onto the path that I needed to go on and eventually led me to where I am now. So for that, I'm forever grateful, and that was a big step. However, it's changed my life a second time, and that is only recently this year, after hiring my coach, who has now raised my standards and allowed me to fall back in love with the game again and really take things seriously and just kind of realize the potential of my own physique, which is something I talk about a lot and something that I think is why I started my business and why I make these videos, to help you guys reach your full potential and just realize what is possible. I love that old Socrates quote that goes like, how does he go about it? He says, "It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the true capability and strength and beauty that their physique can provide." It's not accurate, but you get the idea. And it's completely true. I believe every single person watching this, and anyone who's committed to the gym, should see the potential of their physique, should just try and push the limits and really see what is possible and just take things to the next level. Because after all, what else is there to do? You might as well. You know, you're given this body, let's see what you can do. And having this coach and having higher standards within my own physique and my own business has really been monumental. And I wanted to talk about pretty much the 3 ways that has unconventionally changed my life, so perhaps you can take some insights and realize what taking your physique seriously can do for you. Now, the first thing was, and this is really weird, it rewired my brain in the sense of where I acquire my dopamine from. Now, I used to go out pretty much every weekend, go to the pub with my mates, have some drinks. I don't really do that as much because I'm pretty locked in with the old calories and macros, and it just kind of hurts my performance. I don't feel great. The hangovers are absolutely brutal. So I've really tried to limit that now, and I've done very well in that sense. And what I've noticed after about a month of really taking the physique seriously is I now find my dopamine from natural sources, in the sense that I find my cardio, I find my gym, I find my walks, my food, my coffee much more enjoyable and more desirable. I find the work much more fulfilling than ever going out. I don't really need to go out and have a drink or really socialise. The reason why is because I'm very happy and content with my life. I like the journey I'm on and I like the mission, and I completely attribute this to the fact that I've taken my physique seriously and I'm aligned with exactly what it is I want to achieve, and as a result I now basically just crave more. That anything else is destructive is just not even in the question anymore. And that's massively improved my life for reasons that don't even need to be explained. But removing alcohol has not only built me a better physique, but it's allowed me to be mentally sharp every single day, which, creating content and running this business, you need to be every single day. You can't really afford to have a single day where you're not feeling your best, because at the end of the day, momentum is what will carry you forward and progress you. And that's a tough lesson I had to teach myself, and I feel a lot better for it. Progress is much better, and when you start to see the results, you definitely appreciate them a lot more. So that was a big thing, just kind of rewiring my brain and actually understanding the power of delayed gratification, what it feels like to actually put in hard work and get your dopamine from achieving and ticking the boxes every single day. That's an amazing feeling, and I wish everyone watching this can really start to take their physique seriously to the point where they feel the same and they don't need other crutches such as, you know, alcohol or going out, smoking, whatever it is, to feel a little void or whatever you need. You know, the beauty is just in the work. If you can rewire your brain to find dopamine and enjoyment and fulfillment from the work, then you'll never ever complain and you will enjoy it every single day to the fullest. I wake up every single day happy, grateful, excited, ready to conquer and move a needle forward. And I attribute that all to taking my physique seriously. So that was number 1, and that was a big one. Highly recommend it. The second one was, through taking the physique seriously and really dialing in on my fat loss phase and on my diet, my cut, I obviously started to include more fruit and vegetables, specifically vegetables at every single meal. And the reason why is because we want to obviously control hunger, and we want to make sure that we're filling the plate with as much food as possible but keeping the calories low, and that's what vegetables allow you to do. Now, I wasn't eating many vegetables before, maybe some spinach here and there, but now I'm eating it with every single meal. And something I've noticed from doing that is not only do I have way more mental clarity, I genuinely feel smarter after eating a lot more fruit and veg, eating majority whole foods, very healthy food, taking all my supplements. I feel a lot smarter, I feel a lot clearer, but my skin is a lot clearer. I'm naturally glowing a little bit more, if you will. I definitely looked worse when I wasn't doing this. And my digestion, the way my body feels is honestly second to none. It feels amazing, and that's all from just a little change. I was always eating whole foods, I was always eating very clean, just not enough fruit and veg. But now that I include, your tender stem broccoli, your frozen veg, your spinach, five a day of both fruit and veg, I feel so much better for it, and that's definitely optimized my performance with business, the way I go about my day, and the feeling is actually noticeable. It is night and day, genuinely. So I feel that when you start to take your physique seriously, you obviously start to lock in your health, you lock in your diet a little bit more, and as a result, you start to see the performance increases in both not only your training, but actually the way your brain performs, your sleep, everything just gets better. And it's crazy. It's a small change that can do it. So really focusing on your physique and improving your diet as a consequence of that massively improves performance, both mentally and physically, which eventually will make you more money, it will make you feel better, will make you enjoy your life more, make you work harder. So all of these are really good benefits of just locking in with bodybuilding in the gym. And the final thing that I would say is massively improving, and this is quite specific to me, but for any other online coaches out there or anyone else, I've noticed that by really focusing and locking in with my own bodybuilding journey, I've had to raise my standards, and as a result, it's meant that I've been able to provide higher standards for my clients and hold them accountable at a higher level. And consequently, what that's done is just improve my business, improve the results I'm getting for clients, which is leading to longer retention. It's making me more money. It's making the process so much more enjoyable, because I'm getting people good results, and I'm attracting the right people who want better results. And consequently, my business is growing, but I also am conveying my message a little bit stronger now in my content, because I've changed who I am, I've changed my standards, I've raised mine, and as a result, that naturally reflects in my content. Because before I might have said it was okay to do this, okay to do that, but now, because I don't do it, I expect the same of anyone who I coach, simply because their results are a reflection of me, and people come to me to get the best results. So implementing those standards and increasing my level of knowledge application, my actual day-to-day habits, the boxes I tick every single day, has massively improved the business. Health, mind, business, not just the physique's a benefit. Health, mind, business, all of that's improved massively. What else? Well, I do cardio pretty much every single day. I track using my Whoop band. My HRV, heart rate variability, it's an indicator of your recovery and your overall level of fitness. That's increased massively. I was in the 60s, 70s, now I'm in the 120s every single day. So it just proves that my fitness is increasing, my resting heart rate is much lower. I've never had a red recovery or a yellow recovery on Whoop in God knows how long. Every day is green. My sleep is so much better, I feel healthier. My face looks better on the cut. I've got a bit of a sharper jawline now, if you will. So that's always good. Hair feels better. Everything. Your life just does improve once you commit to it. And it doesn't mean you have to fucking give up your whole life. Like, at the end of the day, I only spend, an hour or two in the gym per day. And that's even taking it pretty far, pretty extreme. I just have all the other habits locked in. I just eat right, which doesn't add a lot of stress, onto your plate. It just allows you to feel your best self, and why would no one want to do that? You see what I mean? So much better heart health, overall fitness, much better looks in that sense, much better mental clarity, better business, better physique. I'm much leaner as a result. As a result, I'm getting more views on my content, which also makes me more money, increases my business. Better standards, more enjoyment from life. Every single day I do cardio, I get that natural dopamine and I feel fucking amazing. I feel on cloud 9 every single day, and I attribute that to putting in the work when it comes to training. And all of these things, these are the benefits of what happens when you genuinely take bodybuilding seriously. And what I mean by taking it seriously is, a lot of people go to the gym and they train 5-6 days a week, but they don't do everything seriously. And what I'm kind of challenging you here to do is essentially go all in. Lock your nutrition in. Don't cut any corners, don't have the cheat meals, maybe a little off-plan meal if you're trying to gain, fair enough. But keep everything healthy, keep that fruit and veg in, keep your supplements in check, track everything by the gram, keep it accurate. Hit your cardio to the BPM, to the minutes, hit your sessions every single day, don't miss. Get your 7 to 9 hours sleep. Do all of this, tick the boxes, and these are the benefits that I've seen in my life, which massively helped me. And we're only 4 months into the year, but it's safe to say I'm a different person already, and that's pretty exciting. And that's 3 unconventional ways, 4 if you will, how bodybuilding has changed my life. It's not only done it once in the past when I was pretty depressed as a kid and I had no real kind of trajectory in my life. I wasn't doing very, very good things. That was the first step. And now the second time, it's just massively taken me to that next level. And it's now allowing me to operate as the person I want to be, the person who's actually capable of achieving my goals. Because sometimes you have to ask yourself, if you're trying to achieve a goal, you have to think, right, who's the actual character that I have to become? Pinpoint a character on paper, write down who it is that is capable of achieving your goals, and just simply become that character. Ask yourself, if it's a financial goal, if it's a business goal, if it's something a lot more personal, whatever it is, ask yourself, what does he do with his nutrition? What does he do with his training and sleep? How does he feel? Where does he get his dopamine? How's his brain wired? Does he go to the pub every weekend? Does he do this? And you have to do a little bit of self-work and do all of that. But is it worth it? 100%. Because naturally, I've just gravitated all towards my goals. Like, we've just ticked off Q1 and I've fucking hit every goal on the money. And I just genuinely think it's down to momentum, being mentally sharp. I've had a drink 3 times this year, once a month for birthdays and occasions. But personally, for me, I've massively reduced it. And I attribute it to this. If you're even struggling with, being in the UK where everyone drinks and you're struggling to stop going out all the time, do this. Like, fall in love with bodybuilding, and it becomes so easy because you just know, like, put it this way, right? If you go on Stairmaster and you go on the bike or you go for a run, you burn 300-400 calories or so. Like, you know how hard you work. It's like, you're not just going to go to the pub and then fucking drink those calories back. Like, that's just silly. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would just, especially if you're in a fat loss phase, like, that's just going to be detrimental to your progress. It then results in you eating less food, which means you're more hungry. And as a result, the negatives far outweigh the benefits. And consequently, it gets a lot more difficult to reach your goals. But when you just build this momentum and you do the right things every day, you tick the boxes and you see the progress every single day, you start to fall in love with it. You get your dopamine from ticking the boxes and chasing that next version of you. And that is a feeling I think everyone deserves to have. And really, really, it will improve your life, both from a physical aspect, you will 100% look better, but mentally you will feel amazing. And just think about all the whole host of consequences that will result in. You'll be better in the workplace. You'll make more money. You'll be better with your relationships. You'll have better conversations. You'll be sharp. You'll be feeling good every day. I feel fucking sharp, and it's like, it's an amazing feeling. And I wanted to come on and just talk about that because those are 3 unspoken things that no one really talks about bodybuilding. Yeah, people see the physique and all of this stuff, but there's different aspects to it. And if you implement and you really, really take the journey seriously, you start to lock things in, your life will change 100%. It changed mine. It's changed mine multiple times, and it can change yours. So I hope that was useful. I hope that gave you a bit of insight into kind of why I do what I do and how bodybuilding can really change your life. If you found that useful, please drop a like and subscribe. If you are struggling and you want some help and you want someone to come in and just raise your standards, show you exactly what you need to do and yield these benefits, implement these benefits into your life, and feel free to reach out. I've got a form below where you can pretty much fill out your details, apply to work with me, and I'll reach out if you're a good fit. Other than that, guys, I hope that video was enjoyable, a little bit of a different one, but I thought it was very useful. I'll be back at the end of the week with a day in a life vlog. Other than that, have a great day. Catch you boys in the next one. All the best.